Weather, but we are headed for some cooler temperatures as we get closer to the weekend.
This could ruin lives here. You know, not necessarily ours, but somebody else. It could ruin people's lives financially.
We are back in Taylor, this time to investigate another outrageous bill for cleaning up an accident site. New this half hour, what the company has to say about the charges. Great to have you with us, folks, here on a Wednesday morning as we try and get you over the hump. We're going to start with that top story. The cleanup cost controversy in Taylor is where we begin.
Yes, another family from Taylor reaching out to us here at Local 4 for help after getting a huge bill following a car accident.
In fact, they went to City Council last night to complain about this bill.
So taking you back to April, as we reported, this process starts with
owners would look at that and say, I've paid insurance for 30 years. I'm not paying for this. I've paid you. And they usually pick up the phone and tell the insurance company, you better take care of this. And that's it.
If I understand you right, that huge bill that's undeniable, you're never in the business of trying to target the individual. It's their insurance company.
We have not billed one single individual.
And yet another whopper of a bill has emerged.
Right after I made it right, the next thing I knew, I was into this tree and rolling over.
Brian McElye's accident was June of last year in his very quiet Taylor neighborhood.
Laying on its roof with my front end against this curb right here.
Long after the accident, Brian thought all that was left from it was the big gash in the tree that he hit. But then comes this outrageous bill, and just look at some of the itemized charges.
The bill came in January and was from Roberts for nearly $17,000. Outrageous, Anders told us then, because he only gets paid on half the cleanups he does. But having seen our story, the McElyes thought their insurance company's denial was the end of it. Oh, no.
We didn't hear from Roberts. On May 8th last week, I got a phone call from a debt collector in Tucson, Arizona, telling me the bill is now $26,000. Sure, they had to roll the car back over, but I saw nothing but coolant on the ground. I don't understand where they get $26,000 from.
And that doesn't include the tow charge, which was separate and paid for.
Right.
The company that handled the tow, you guessed it, Area Towing, also owned by Anders. I reached out to his attorney and was told the debt collector was actually violating Roberts' policy by contacting McElye.
I feel they're just trying to fleece us out of this money, and we're not the only ones. Like I said, this isn't just about us. It's about a lot of other people in this city, too. And this is the only city I've heard of this happening anywhere.
Well, the bottom line here, it sounds like as long as that denial holds, the McElyes are off the hook on this for that charge. But again, they still are worried about it. Now, after our first two stories aired last month, the Taylor City Council passed a resolution that included requiring Area Towing to get the okay from the fire department before allowing Roberts to go ahead with any cleanup. And both companies now have to provide any and all invoices for towing and cleanup.
So City Council is on this. They've heard the concerns. Any additional action?
Well, yes, but I'm not sure the city's actually living up to their part of it. So Anders' attorney told me the city said the fire department would be at every accident to assess the situation for that process to go forward. But between April 21st and May 9th, they say there were 37 accidents and the fire department only showed up to 14. So still, there's a little bit of a disconnect there in the process. But
that is really eye-opening.
Yeah.
I mean, many people don't even know that there could be a charge for the cleanup after a crash.
Right. You just worry about your credit. You worry about everything else, even though they say we're not going to go after you personally. And even if your insurance company does pay for it, what does that do to your rates?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we want to move to Ann Arbor now. That encampment at the